What's up, everybody? Stefan Martinez, Nicholas Gambaro, Nick and Steph Show, Thursday edition. You know, got a lot to get into today, but I think you see the background behind me. See, I think you know what I want to talk about to start this show. The Nick Foles background behind Big Dog.
In honor of 3 years ago today, Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles, gotta say it the Philly way, won their
Got
first ever Super Bowl, and you know how big of a Nick Foles guy I am, so
there you
I
go.
had to go with the Nicky Foles background.
That's
And I like
right.
the City Field background there too. Got the nighttime feel. It's gooch.
Really special. There it is.
That's it. Kayla, I had to honor it. I had to.
Yeah, that's his boy. So you know he's gonna come out, and rep his boy. But we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl a little later on. Everybody's been doing that. So we're gonna start off the show with something a little bit different. I don't know if you guys are paying attention. Well, you should be if you're following the show page. If you follow me, you know that I'm trying to be as open with everything as possible. It feels to me like the New York Mets are about to acquire Trevor Bauer in free agency. Now the Dodgers are still in the mix. Let's not get, count the chickens before they come home to roost or count the chickens before they hatch. But if you're a Met fan, Butterfinger break. If you're a Met fan today, knowing this news, knowing they're involved in deep negotiations, and his agent Rachel Luba saying it's down to two, you got to be feeling good. You got to be feeling good about what's going on today. Um,
Thank you, Skip. Yep, let's go Jets and Nick Foles.
you got to be feeling good today about what could happen in the next couple of hours with Trevor Bauer possibly wearing a Met uniform. Now, look, I get what this brings. I get what his Twitter presence brings. I get the social media aspect. I get all of that. But put that aside for a second. That rotation is as dirty as a rotation can be. You're looking at Jacob deGrom, Trevor Bauer, Noah Syndergaard, Marcus Stroman, and and Peterson, the young kid Peterson. That's not bad for a 5-man rotation, and that lineup looks better and better every day with Frankie in the middle of it, Pete in the middle of it. If you're a Met fan today, you got to be feeling good.
Definitely. And as you mentioned, if we do get Trevor Bauer, I do have concerns about the off-field stuff and what he does on social media, but if he keeps that, doesn't do too much of that and just goes out, pitches, does what he does best.
Right.
Mets are a serious World Series contender. I think they already are, but Trevor Bauer would only even make that more of a possibility.
Right.
The lineup shaping up and just everything, it's looking on the up and up for the New York Mets right now. So we'll see.
You got to look. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But it definitely puts you in the conversation with the Dodgers. It definitely puts you in the conversation with the Braves. It puts you in the conversation with some of the National League's elite teams. So you have to feel good about where you are and what could possibly be around the corner. Because look, Trevor Bauer, I feel like is only the start of it. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, augment it. I do think you got to go out and get a center fielder. I'd love to see them do that, whether it be Jackie Bradley Jr. or you bring back an outfielder. I'd love to see them do that if it's possible. My question is, though, what is it going to take to get Trevor Bauer here? Because you're hearing reports that it's probably going to be somewhere in the range of 4 years at 30.5 million or 32 million a year, which will put him at, if I do the math, that's about I want to say close to 130 over 4 years. 130 million over 4 years. It's not bad, it's not terrible, but you kind of wish that the Mets had a little bit more wiggle room, that it was a little bit of a shorter deal. But 4 years, like a pitcher of his caliber, is certainly not nothing to sneeze at. And here's the other thing, and this is why we want you guys' feedback as well. So comment and give us your thoughts. This rotation, if it's healthy, with Syndergaard coming back and with DeGrom coming back, Big Dog, to you, is this the best rotation in the National League?
Oh yeah, I don't think it's even close.
Wow. He says he doesn't even think it's close.
I mean, who would you put right up there with the Mets? Because you're the baseball guy. I know, my extent of baseball knowledge, I mean, if you get Trevor Bauer, it's got to be, right, the best in the National League?
I think it's close. I think you weaken the Reds because the Reds rotation is solid with Castillo and Sonny Gray and, you know, their core group. They still have a solid rotation, but you weaken it for sure. But the Nationals rotation is still nothing to sneeze at either, with Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Patrick Corbin. That's not an easy rotation to get through. And I still like the Dodgers rotation. I like the Dodgers rotation.
Dodgers are solid, and have always been.
Right, yeah.
They'd probably be right there with the Mets for me.
Right, and I'm not going to forget about the Padres either. The Padres adding Blake Snell, Yu Darvish. They got a young cat at Mackenzie Gore. Mike Clevenger's not even pitching for them yet this year. So San Diego is still somebody that even if the Mets get Trevor Bauer, you still have 2 or 3 teams in the National League that the rotations can rival each other. Now, does this put the Mets as possibly one of the top 3 teams to get to the championship series, top 4 teams? Yes, I believe it does, because you know my philosophy, pitching and defense wins championships. So if you have both those things, which they appear to have with Frankie up the middle, and so now if you're the Mets, all you have to do right now is you hope that everybody comes out of spring training healthy. Now, granted, we are getting a full season, which I'm happy about, but you know, you got to take precaution with the virus and everything that's going on. So you got to just hope that you can get a full season. But one thing I will say, you got to give Steve Cohen credit. He came in here, he said, we're going to build a winner, and that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Flat out.
It's definitely going to happen sooner than 3 to 5 years, which is what he initially predicted.
Yeah, and I was talking to Rick yesterday. I don't like that he said that. I don't like that he put a timestamp on it, because now it becomes, damn, now if we don't win in 3 to 5 years, what does that do for us? You say it all the time as a Jet fan. It's like, I kind of wish you didn't say these things.
Right, like even Salah saying we're going to win a championship, like, pump the grapes. Pump the brakes.
Right.
If you know anything about Jet history, like
Met history, right.
Met history, so
right.
He's a diehard Met fan forever, Steve Cohen, so.
Yeah, and I'm like, I applaud the spirit.
He must be extremely confident in himself and the staff that he built to build.
No, he is. And this is the thing. You like the fact that your owner has confidence. You like the fact that your owner does see things and he does feel like, okay, we can build a winner. But like Kayla said, I want to see results first, especially with an organization like the Mets, who, Big Dog, I'm sure you could go chapter and verse. We've seen this for years with the Mets. 2007, after the 06 season, everybody thought the Mets are going back to the World Series. They're going to figure it out. And then it doesn't happen. 08, same thing. Doesn't happen. So you kind of can't put your chickens out before they come home to roost. You kind of got to let it play out, and whatever happens, happens.
Salah, too. Like, I love your confidence, but you got, like, do you see what the Jets have been through? Like,
right. And I honestly, and I'm not sleeping on all these other teams in the National League. St. Louis with Nolan got better. The Braves, if they had another bat, they're going to get better. Philly, to me, is with the re-signing of Didi and JT Realmuto still in the mix. Would like to see them add another starter, maybe Jake Odorizzi, maybe. But really want to see what this looks like when they start playing games. That's a great point, Kayla.
Yep,
That's a great
very
point.
good point.
And I know I got the City Field background, but as somebody who's followed the Yankees for many years, you know how this goes. In the early 2000s, they spent money like drunken sailors. Let's sign this free agent, that free agent. Kevin Brown, Randy Johnson, Carl Pavano, Gary Sheffield, A-Rod, this one, Giambi,
Now they only won in 2000, but they lost in 01 and in 03, and then didn't win again until
till
09.
09. Yeah. So it doesn't guarantee you anything. But what it does do is it gives you the opportunity to say, we're going to play meaningful baseball in the month of October, which is, if you're a Met fan, this is all you've been craving and screaming about for the last maybe 10 to 15, maybe 20 years, consistently playing deep into October. And if you're a Met fan, he's giving you that wish now. Now you got to go out there and win some ball games, be in the mix, put yourself in a conversation. Because honestly, and I was talking to Rick about this yesterday. I don't know, me and Rick, we always talk about these things. Me and Big Dog talk about this stuff all the time too. But Rick was
you
like,
and him are more into baseball though, so you guys talk about it more.
Yeah, but he wanted to know what you think. So I'm going to ask you this. Does the fact that you're spending all this money and the fact that you're doing all these things to improve your chances to win a World Series, I don't want to use the word scare because I don't think that's an accurate or appropriate term. However, does it make you feel a little uneasy that you got such a big target on your back and everybody's going to expect you to win now? Now there's no excuses. Now you're no longer the little engine that could bet, and our owners don't spend, and we got to do what we got to do. If you land Trevor Bauer, now you can't, none of that can be used as an excuse anymore.
Right.
How does that?
It's a little uneasy to have that target, definitely. But it also kind of feels like, wow, like we're going to be, one of the top teams in the league. So, but again, now we got to prove it. That's like, as Kayla said, you got to, we need to see the results.
Now, New York radio is not going to take it easy.
No, God, no.
New York radio is going to be merciless to you guys now, especially because you got an owner that's going to spend money.
I hate to do it, Caleb, but I got to talk about that game last night.
All right. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in a second. But I'll say this. Listen, pressure is good if you use it correctly. Is it easy? No, nothing's ever easy. If it was easy, then every team could do it. But I do think it's good for the Mets to establish some type of, trust with the fan base. Listen, we're not going anywhere. My ownership is here. We're gonna win a couple games. We're gonna get into the playoffs, and we're gonna be in the mix now. Now you have to start to worry about not only. What's up, Trav?
What's up, Travis?
Last year's. You know what, Trav? I do.
And yes, I agree.
The reason why I do is because you're playing with all these unforeseen circumstances with everything that surrounded this season.
And obstacles, right? Look how many teams had COVID issues and not playing in your home building, going in a bubble and
Yeah, it and listen, I know it's 60 games and it was a 60-game season, but like these guys sacrificed, staying away from family for large periods of time.
Look at hockey.
Right.
So you're away from your family for 3 months.
I called as soon as you hit the box.
Yeah, you did, Kayla.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's legitimate. Does it kind of make you feel like, we kind of wish we had a full season to kind of keep it with the record books? Yeah, but nothing has been conventional about this year. Nothing from the virus to the season being delayed to nothing about 2020 was conventional. So the fact that, we did get sports, we did get the NBA. Baseball. I do believe they need to shorten the season though. And you're talking to a baseball purist. I'll say this. I think if you could get it down to about a buck 10, a buck 15,
90
I
games, that'd be
you know what? If
ideal.
you want to do 90 games, I'll give you 90 games. Sure, why
I
not?
think that's still enough.
I'll give you 90 games. Just give me more
And
playoffs.
expand the I would give you that. No
I
doubt.
consider that because what baseball has to do now, basically a tournament. Trav. Basically, I think. Listen, the 162 games feels very old-fashioned to me, and I know baseball purists are gonna get on me and they're gonna kill me. You're the baseball enthusiast. How do you say it's too much? Listen, we
Yeah,
know that. Yeah.
they agree.
I think certain teams got screwed. No, you're right, Kayla. Yeah, there's certain teams that definitely got the short end of the stick. But I want to go back to Trav's point real quick with the money. This is what me and this guy argue about off camera all the
A
time.
lot with baseball.
Because I understand your point of view, okay? Because like we understand each other. I get where you're coming from with the delays and wanting the season to be a little bit more fan friendly because
The games to be shorter.
now you're going far. Now you're going far.
That should be its own show. What I would change with baseball because I got many ideas. You curse me out all the time about it when we get into it, but
I mean, look, I'll give you 90 games, but I'm not giving you 6, 7 inning games. I'm not doing that.
not 6, 7 inning
I'm
games.
I'm out on that.
2.5 hours long. Teams don't gotta worry about building a bullpen.
Nah,
Go right from the start to
I'm out. Nah, we out.
Come on. You know how many more people would enjoy baseball?
Listen, I'm giving you 90 game season. I'm not doing all that. I agree. No shorter games.
You have to, or time limit on the innings.
That's not fair either. But nobody complains is when it's your six overtime playoff thrillers, though.
Listen, that's exciting. So,
well,
baseball's boring as hell. You got to do something with it.
For you, it is, but that's not how people feel, though. Even if the Yankees would, I was saying the same thing, Trevor. I before the season started, I even felt like, with all the extenuating circumstances, I think that's the proper term that I'm looking for. With all the extenuating circumstances, I would have thought about canceling the season too, because basically what it does is, you know how many injuries we saw last year? Elbow injuries, arm injuries, guys missing full seasons. Comes from somebody who has no bullpen. Wow, that's a great point, Kayla. I do believe that, you do have to cater to the fan that isn't the diehard baseball fan. Like Big Dog, I'll give you this. I'll stipulate this. What do you think about 7-inning doubleheaders?
That I like, but you got to do more for me. But that's a good start.
7-inning doubleheaders is as far as I'm going for now.
That's solid.
As far as I'll give you that. I do think that you don't want people getting out there in the yard, sitting there for 90 hours, 2 doubleheaders, and they're all 9-inning games. Nah, that's not good. I think you need to shorten the doubleheader in terms of that. And look, if we're being honest, I do think baseball has a problem with it doesn't market its stars enough. It doesn't give its is this
I think 7 innings is fair. And it makes it more interesting and fun to watch.
Trav, 7-inning doubleheaders I'll give them, but I'm not giving you 7-inning games. I know many people who felt that way, yeah. But the Marlins is such a young team that it's almost like, if somebody was gonna throw a monkey wrench in the plans, it would be a young team like that who didn't really have. I mean, I don't want to say they didn't have a dog in the fight because they made the postseason, obviously, but 60 games is different than 162 games. Anybody can be good over the stretch of 62 games. I think that the Marlins not reporting that's kind of crazy, and I think they should pay penance for not reporting it because that's foolishness. But wrapping this up real quick, going back to the Mets, and then we'll move on to something else. Unless you guys have more to talk about with it. Yeah, many Philly fans felt that way. Even Philly reporters are writing that down the stretch, they felt as though that they were getting crunched in here. They weren't being allowed. They're playing behind the eight ball. The Cardinals did it too. Many people in St. Louis that the Cardinals were at a disadvantage because they had a lot of doubleheaders late in the season, so they weren't able to get a full slate of games in. But I do believe, though, that it's an accomplishment that we're able to get to this point and we're able to have a World Series champion last year. But one final thing before we move on, and I want you guys' perspective on this too, is Major League Baseball, in consultation with the people in Maricopa County and Florida and both spring training leagues, are thinking, hey, due to the COVID concerns, let's push the season back a little bit. Let's give these numbers a chance to come down a little more before we put these players out there and we risk, God forbid, a deeper exposure, and we don't know anything about these new variants quite yet. So I do think baseball has to, there has to be a come to Jesus meeting here, and it has to be like, listen, for the safety and the integrity of the sport, so it doesn't happen again where you got to shut it down for a couple more weeks, delay it a month. And me and Big Dog, I says, listen, I have no problem playing baseball at the end of May. I'm good. I have no issues with this. I'm good. If you want to do this, I'm good with it. I just think player safety has to be at the forefront of everything that you do right now. And the fact that the players wanted to be selfish and made it all about the money, that just shows that baseball and the union don't trust each other right now.
Right.
Sad. Anyway, moving on. Big Dog, that hockey game last night. You told me about it. I text you right as Bergeron put the goal in the net. How crazy was that game last night?
Crazy game. Great game. I mean, if you're a neutral fan, rough if you're a Philadelphia Flyer fan. I mean, you had a 3-1 lead and blew it and lost it overtime. All I got to say is Pasta. Pasternak is he's unreal. I mean, just the goals he scored, his skill, his 9th career hat trick. I mean, I wish that guy was an Islander. I would love that guy on the Islanders. He is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And that, I'm going to say this just quick Islander point. New York Islanders.
Oh, here we go.
Just hear me out. Watch that Boston Bruins power play. Watch it. Now, last night, 3-on-3 overtime, they set.
Fair point, Trev.
Yep. Yeah, first of all, it's a stupid penalty. You can't take that late in the game.
Right.
That was bad. Right from there, like Kayla said, I knew everyone probably watching that game knew no matter who you were rooting for, they were blowing that game.
Right. Can I just ask this question? And I'm a novice, so it's not even a hockey question, but it's a general sports question. Why is it that today, in this modern age of sports, nobody is cognizant of time, place, and score in games anymore? Why? You see it in football all the time, forgetting how many timeouts there are. Penalties on power plays with no time left.
Play calling in football.
Like the NBA fouling with a 3-point shot. Like, do you guys not pay attention to the clock? Do you not pay attention to score? Are you not cognizant of how to execute in late game situations? You've been playing this sport all your life.
And a lot of times in hockey, that results in a loss for your team. When you commit
Right.
a bad penalty that late in the game and the score is close or tied, I mean, it's just stupid.
Right. It feels like to me nobody is cognizant of time, score, point of game, how many timeouts you got.
No.
None of that is factored in anymore.
And Caleb brought up a great point. And, you know, you see this with many goalies from time to time, even great ones, like where they kind of get distracted or they're not as maybe focused. They're out of position, whatever the case may be. And you notice that with Carter Hart, as great as he is, as many times last summer when we would stream a Flyer game during the playoffs, Carter Hart, oh my God, another save. But he'll have those lulls where he'll give up a squeaker here and there or just be not in the right position. That too you saw from Carter Hart towards the end of the game, where I feel like Philly, they're like, we're up 3-1. You know, we're okay. No, you're up against the Boston Bruins. You got to put pedal to the metal hockey. You can't just take your foot off the gas. Not against Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak, all those guys. Can't do it.
We were watching a game last year. Wasn't it in the play? Wasn't it in the bubble? Weren't they down like 4-0 and came back and scored 4 goals in like a 3-minute span? Like, hold up. This is the same team that did this in the playoffs. You think they're going to let you just sit here and lollygag your way through a game? Nah, I'm out on that. I'm out on that. You can sit here and tell me, oh, well, you know, you can't give teams like that a chance to get back in the game. Like, that's Boston, they don't play that.
Yeah.
You know, Trav. That is a great point. Can you say that again? Can you type that again? I want him to type that again. I want to show the comment twice. And there's a reason for that. That is beautiful. Somebody, if you're watching the show, take a snapshot of that comment and send it to me, please. That is beautiful. What he said just now, oh my God. Thank you. How true is that, Big Dog? How many times do we see that?
Very true.
Where it's like, all we care about is the talent. The talent. The talent's going to get us through. The talent's going to get us by. That doesn't work like that.
No.
Especially against older teams. Now, Boston, I say old with all due respect on fans. Zach, don't kill me. Don't kill me, Zach, from Boston. But you guys are older. Is that a fair point? Is that a fair thing to say, Big Dog?
Yeah, especially on the offensive side of the puck, yes, very old.
So when you say older, I don't mean older as in a derogatory term. I mean older like
in hockey terms, like 30s, getting up there close to 40 soon. You know, getting there.
But I mean older with experience. Like,
championship pedigree. They've been on numerous playoff runs over the last decade.
Don't play those games with me. I'm not doing that with you. And you know, when you see he's young, he got to.
Yeah, no. Each year, Carter Hart's only going to get better and better.
Right. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, older teams, they play on the youth. They play on the fact that he's young, and sometimes he goes into lulls, and sometimes he's not always focused. How many times do you see that with teams where you're like,
And you know what they're good at, too? Anticipating when a mistake's going to happen, when a turnover's going to occur. They know already. As a young team, they're going to make a mistake eventually. Like, we pressure them, even get one goal. Even though we're losing 3-2, they're probably like, oh, shit, like, we got to – I'm just saying.
No, you're not wrong. And I think, honestly, what it comes down to, though, is if you're not aware mentally of where you are in a game, what may happen in the game, how things may play out, that's why if you ever see the older teams are always talking it through on the bench. Yo, they might do this. Yo, they might do that. Because they've been through every situation
Right. And
imaginable.
even look at that power play. I want to get into that. That was beautiful hockey.
Right.
Beautiful. You had a guy at the point, two guys in the face-off circle, and one was Bergeron circling around in front. Just stayed in front. Pass, like two pass shoot, two pass shoot, maybe three
Right.
at the most. But what they did, they got the puck from the point, then to Pasta. Pasta took a shot knowing, all right, even if I miss.
Real quick, we're gonna answer that question in one sec, Trav, but I want Big Dog to get this out. To be fair, all right, cool.
Go
ahead.
He was like, even watch, I'm gonna shoot it off his pad. Bergeron's right there. Even if I don't score, it's gonna go off his pad and Bergeron's gonna tap it in.
Right.
So on his first attempt, Bergeron hit it off the pad. Then second time it went in. But just that aggressiveness, that smart play and awareness, as you mentioned, Stefan, to just be in the right spot at the right time. And the Islanders should take a lesson from the Bruins, the way they set up their power play.
Honestly, that's that. When you talk about that, you're talking about a team that is
their power play has always been excellent,
and they've been doing it for years.
Right,
for years they've been doing this, and I do think that plays a part in it. When you've been doing something for years. We're going to get to that.
We're going to give out predictions in a little bit, Skip, and get into the Super Bowl. We'll talk about it.
I do think that I do think people should take a second to realize that when you've been playing with the team for years and when you've been around this team, knowing how they do things, that eventually is going to rub off on you. You're going to get experience. Is hockey and paramount of hockey player. Young teams don't
100% right. Yeah. Right. Couturier is a huge loss for you guys. But what do we say about Toronto all the time? Like, yeah, it's great that you have all this talent up front, but you don't really have a lot of veteran experience. I mean, yeah, Joe Thornton, although he's hurt now. You got Wayne Simmons, which is great. And you have Tavares, who's been there.
Right.
But a lot of them are still young. Jake Muzzin's another guy. He's won cups in LA. But your overall team doesn't have a lot of veterans. And again, very empty on the back end. Really don't have a defense.
They're really soft defensively. I know we yell this, we've been saying this for years, but they're super soft. I'm like,
absolutely.
Grow some heart. Grow some heart defensively. And then maybe you'll be able to get to the top echelon. How many times have we – bro, all right. I'm going to make this comp. And tell me if you guys think I'm crazy, right? That's a great point, Trav. No basics. Trav is murdering it tonight with the comments.
Yeah.
Keep them coming, baby. Listen, we talk about the Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are one of the most amazing offensive teams in the NBA. They might be, if you look at their numbers right now by Second Spectrum, which is they do deep dives on analytical sports. They do all of this, right? The Nets are projected to have perhaps the best offense in the history of the NBA. You want to know what the other side to that is? They're projected to have the worst defense in the NBA. Like, I understand offense is fun to watch, and you're going to win a majority of games. But you and I both know you don't win championships with just offense, bro.
No.
It don't work that way.
At any sport, you can't do it.
Right. And then you see these other teams, and it's like
I'm guessing you're a Knicks fan.
And, and I look at it this way. Wayne Simmons, that's a good addition.
Great addition. That's a guy they needed for a long time.
But
what was
Don't watch basketball at all.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Okay. Cool.
What was
okay.
John's comment really quick? I didn't get to read it. In his last I don't think so. You never know. Anything could happen, but I highly doubt it, Skip. I would love that. I know you would too. He was your favorite Islander.
Nah, the wife is like, good. Listen, we're Gooch here where we at. I ain't really trying to go back. No, but that's a great question to ask. But like, look, we've been saying it about Toronto for years. We've been saying it about these certain teams for years. When you don't put the fundamentals,
I would want him back. I know a lot. I still love Tavares. I have no beef with him, but I know a lot of Islander fans don't like him. I mean, everyone's got
let's get into this
on it.
What's your beef with him, Trav?
Oh, get into this.
No, I just want him to share his beef. I mean, if you want to get into it, listen, the numbers could go up a little more. I'm good. What's your beef, Trav? Let's hear it. Trav got me on the edge of my seat now. Now I want to hear it.
Is it going to be for hockey reasons, or is it because the whole?
No, but look, you can't blame.
But how it played out wasn't. It wasn't on him. Could he maybe have handled it a little bit differently? Yeah, but I don't blame him.
Nah, but it's not that easy to say, and here's why it's not that easy to say. You're from Toronto. Your wife's from Toronto. Your family's all in Toronto. The Maple Leafs offer you a contract. Your dream team says, hey, we want to offer you a contract. I think about going home too. I can't lie. It's great.
And the Islanders were in limbo with that. I'm sorry to cut you off, Stefan, but remember, Belmont wasn't a sure thing. It was an idea that was kind of floated around at the time. So it wasn't guaranteed. You were playing in two different arenas. The Islanders were awful at the time. Now they're not, but they fixed it. But yeah, there's a lot of questions with the Islanders. Look at, the opportunity to play with Matthews and Marner. Those guys work really hard. I remember them saying, like, to the media, like, we would call John all the time and text and be like, are you coming? Like, and telling him why you should come to Toronto. And, I still love him too, Skip. Absolutely.
But look, do I blame? Like, I'll
right, it's his boyhood team. Like, I can't blame the dude.
I think what we get into sometimes as sports fans and sports media, because like I've always said, me and Big Dog are members of the media now. Whether we want to, all valid points. I don't. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But I do think that he struggled with this decision, though.
Oh yeah,
because I don't think it was only cut and dry to say, hey, he was going to make this decision regardless of what happened, how it went down. He struggled with this decision. Clearly, it wasn't a decision he took lightly. It wasn't a decision he said, I'll just make this decision for the sake of making the decision. He clearly didn't. He thought this thing through, and he realized, you know what? Right. Like, if he would, Big Dog gonna make you sick real quick. It would have been different if he went to the Rangers. It would have been different if he went to Philly.
Oh God, I would have. Yeah, no.
It'd have been different. It'd have been different if he went to the Capitals or Pittsburgh.
Right, but he went to Toronto, and I'm sorry, during that time a couple of years ago, well, not couple now, it's going to be 3 years. Wow, time really flies. People I would speak to around they're a rival. Remember going back to that 0-2 playoff series? I'm like, that was how many years ago? That was the last time we played Toronto. Stop. They're not a rival. People trying to make up stories that Toronto's our rival. You got to hate Tavares. Stop it with that.
I mean, but that's how fans feel. You can't tell fans they can't hate a guy or feel how they feel. That's how they feel. Now, the basic perception is a little loony, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a little out there. I think it's far fetched, but I think it's harder when you don't understand that everything that goes into the situation for someone to leave. I felt that at the time too. I
Yeah, they
felt that at
proved
the time
it
too.
that they're able to play well without him. Now, having him definitely is an improvement, but I think the dynamic of the team, the locker room, I think, it worked out for the Islanders. Toronto, he's still struggling, unfortunately, but
That's because they didn't put the type of team around him that you're going to win a championship with.
definitely.
Like that. That's on management. That's not on him as a player. Like that. That's
I
on
mean,
management.
that game, and we watched it at your house. I remember me and you. I was
Mm-hmm.
pumped. I mean, of course, there was a lot riding into it because Tavares' first game, but it was just exciting to see us beat up on a really good Toronto team. Forget the old Tavares thing, or at least that's what I was thinking. Just you're in Toronto, you're playing the Maple Leafs, one of the most stacked teams in the league, and you went into their building and whooped them.
Wipe the floor with them. Yeah.
And the fact that Barzal though had a hat trick was kind of poetic. Is all right, he's the guy now.
Yeah.
Tavares left.
And I'm gonna say this: when I saw him through 2 periods, I said he's the guy. He's the guy.
But
I said this.
the game at the Coliseum was great too that we beat them, but it was also extremely uncomfortable. I gotta be totally honest. That was really, it was hard.
That's because you still love the guy. Admit it. There's feelings there.
Of course,
There's love there.
Things the fans said to him, throwing stuff at him, horrible.
But you gotta. I mean, look. But fans probably felt scorned. Is it fair to say fans felt scorned? Is that fair? Or you don't agree with that viewpoint?
I don't get it, but I don't know how they feel is how they feel. I can't tell someone how to feel or think they should feel a certain way, but I just didn't understand. If you want to boo him, all right, but throwing plastic toy snakes at him, burning his jersey, running over his jersey in the parking lot. Come on. I felt bad for him. I did. I will be totally honest. And I'm a diehard Islander fan. I felt bad for him.
Real quick, Trav, do you take the position that he lied to the Islanders fans in front office by saying he wanted to come back knowing he was leaving the entire time? Is that a viewpoint you take?
Because I know me and you truly believe, like you said, he struggled. And I don't think he had his mind totally made up.
I don't think so either. And you got to understand, there's a family dynamic that comes with this. You got a wife. She was pregnant with their first kid at the time. They were trying to figure out what is best for the family. Yes, he's a hockey player. Yes, he makes tons of money. Yes, he's a professional athlete. All those things are true. I'm not going to argue with any of that. But I do think at a certain point, there has to be the family dynamic has to be brought into this, because at the end of the day, they're human beings just like we are.
Exactly.
They go through emotions. They go through back and forth. Every time me and this guy hang out, I know this is not the same thing, but it's just an illustration. Every time I see this guy, yo, what do we have? We'll make up. All right, we're going to have this for lunch. He comes in, yo, we still have, I think I want to change my mind. We change our minds every time we see each other. So it comes with the territory of all right.
Yeah.
I don't like him for not allowing. Now, I gotta burst the myth, Trav. I gotta burst the myth.
Because that's another misconception too, that he went to the front office and said, I don't want to be traded.
Whoever so-called said that he went to the front office, I talked to people on both sides of this. He never went to any front office and said, trade me or don't trade me. Whoever reported that doesn't know what they're talking about. Whoever says that doesn't know what they're talking about. Because that never occurred. Because if it did, then the Islanders should do the smart thing and they should have traded him. First of all, they should have traded him to begin with. But I don't think he ever, to my knowledge, it hasn't been reported by hockey analysts, Big Dog. And you watch the network more than any
And
human
follow
being
it on
should.
Twitter. I mean, that whole weekend. And funny enough, I was in Toronto when it
No, but I'm
happened.
saying you watch the network more than any human being should. You were in the city at the time. You follow all these experts on Twitter. Was this reported at any point where he said, "Hey, don't trade me"? No, none of these
No,
major
it wasn't.
reporters were able to find that. I wasn't either. So I'm like, okay, where did that misconception come from? Where did it come from that he said, "Oh, don't trade me"? I don't
I
think that
think
ever
it's
happened.
something made up by the Islander fans.
Maybe because
That's what I believe.
I don't think he ever said that. And honestly, it's not like he doesn't have a no trade clause. You could have traded him anyway. He didn't. It's not like he had a no trade. You could have easily said, "Hey man, we're not going to allow you to dictate terms to us and allow the organization to be held in captive." If the organization felt like they had to trade him, they would have traded him. That's all right. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But I just want to clear up any misconception that he asked not to be traded. I don't believe that even to be remotely true. And I I had a comment, but I'll leave the comment. I'll leave that there. But um, I just think that this the family dynamic has to be taken into account with all this stuff.
Right. But now, the Islanders, we got UBS Arena coming at Belmont. We're
Right.
doing well. I mean, not
Mhm.
as of right
Right
now,
now.
but overall, we very well, at least in conference finals trip last year. And
Hmm.
Tavares is doing his thing in Toronto. I mean,
Right.
individually, the guy is putting up insane numbers. Unfortunately, the team,
See now,
isn't doing well.
nah, I can't do. I can't. I can't do that either. I can't do that either. So what do you want him to do? You want him to ask to be traded? Nah, that's not realistic either. If whoever, okay, we're going to front office school. Can we go to front office school? Because I was gonna leave it alone, but we're going to front office school. Okay, this is when whoever's in the Islander front office, you don't leave it up to the player. You trade him, and you trade him now. You know what would have been the perfect time to trade him? Not in the middle of that season when he was leaving, but the beginning of the season before it even started. If you're gonna
Right.
do it, give yourself a full year. Don't leave it up to him because the player's not ever gonna give you a straight answer. Players are wired. Yo, I'm playing hockey. I don't want to worry about what happens off the ice. Let my agent and stuff handle that. Players are always gonna tell you, I'm here for the long haul. I'm here for the long haul. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. What did Kyrie Irving say to Celtic fans? Yo, I'm gonna be here for the long haul. If they have me back, I'm gonna stay. That's for you to say he should have asked for a trade. I don't think that's realistic. I really don't. I don't think that's realistic because I don't think the player ever thinks, hey, let me ask for a trade to help my organization I'm leaving get better when all I'm focused on is trying to win every game I can in that moment.
Right.
Now, could his agents have said, hey, man, I don't think we're coming back. Here's a fair warning. Could you want to think about moving him? You should think about moving him, and we'll go in that direction. I will. I'll give you that. Mm.
You never, maybe one day. But yeah, I don't know if that would ever happen either, Skip.
No, I mean, agree to. Yeah, but I'm pointing out It's a front that my point.
Yeah,
My point
I couldn't
exactly.
see him doing that either, or any
Right.
player really, for that matter.
Yeah. No way. Turned out for the better, right? Which is why I have no
Yeah,
issues with how it turned out. And look, I told Big Dog this at the time. I says, look, now you don't got to worry about the contract because this is the other thing that we talked about. Remember this, Big Dog? We talked
yes,
about this and we said now the Islanders don't got to get stuck with the contract. Now you can move and do other things and bring other guys in. If you have Tavares, you probably don't sign Pajot. If
no,
you have Tavares, you probably don't give Barzal. I mean, you probably give Barzal his money, but you're not able to put a complete roster around him. And
right.
honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think Lou wanted to bring him back either.
Yeah, and he wasn't a Lou guy, like
Right,
someone that Lou brought in or drafted. Garth
right,
Snow drafted him,
right.
and Garth Snow left, but as he was out the door, left us the beautiful gift of a 6-year Bailey contract, which irks me to my last nerve. But what are you gonna do?
Hey man, take us around the NHL. What's got you worried? What's got you excited? What's got you kind of like, eh?
So I do have some things here, some news. I think it's important to go through, if you would allow me. In
Right, of
terms
course.
of COVID, so new protocols actually have been put in place. So a few of them, the NHL is considering teams to deploy portable air cleaners behind the benches in order to improve indoor air quality and yes, Snow. Nah, Milbury was even worse of a GM, way worse than Snow. But yes,
What's
Garth Snow was pretty terrible. I can't
what's
do
going
it.
on here, Mike? What are you
Oh
doing
God,
here, Mike?
I can't talk about that. I don't even like mentioning the guy's name. I want to barf. Um, in order to improve indoor air quality and mitigate airborne viral transmission. Now, another thing too, they're going to start doing is the glass behind the benches.
Trevor Bauer to the Mets is official. It's done deal.
Wow.
I don't mean to halt the show, but we got to talk about this. The New York Mets have agreed to a deal with Trevor Bauer. Wow. I'm working on the numbers. The numbers are not out yet, but sources indicate that it is a done deal. Trevor Bauer has chosen the New York Mets to be his new team. It is official. My sources are working on the numbers. I will have them for you shortly. But wow, that is huge news. Bob Nightingale of USA Today reported it, but I had somebody with the Mets just text me and was like, "We got Trevor Bauer, so it is done. The New York Mets have signed Trevor Bauer. It's looking like a 4-year deal, 4 years, $130 million, or somewhere in that range."
Wow.
Wow! Here it is. Met fans, you got you. You got you. Is he at Garrett Cole level? I don't know, but Jacob DeGrom is.
Yep.
That's not a bad 1, 2, 3 right there,
That's
boy.
nice.
That's not bad, boy.
Very exciting.
That is mucho bueno. Trevor Bauer is a New York Met. Listen, Met fans. You could play Meet the Mets in the Whip now. You could roll down the windows. You could get some fresh air. Stevie came in here and did his job. All right, I'm gonna get this. I gotta get this out of the way right now. I'm gonna get it out of the way. Big Dog, I'm sorry I cut you off. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
good.
This is big. If I hear any Met fan complain about the team's not good enough, we spend no money, I'm gonna get on the show You're gonna have to call the FCC because I'm gonna curse the entire Met fan base out. We won't even do a show. I will come on here just like this. I'll set the green screen up for a 5-minute show just to curse you out. If I hear any Met fan over the next 2 years complain about anything, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off. Is that fair, big dog? Sorry, Pucks.
All good. I'll get back to the Pucks.
Is that fair? Like, you can't complain anymore, man.
No, definitely
Now
not.
this is it. Now I'm done. I don't want to hear anything else about anything else. This is done. If I hear any more complaining, I'm gonna lose it. Stop! Don't do that.
Typical Yankee fan. All right.
No, but wow. What do you think? What are you feeling right now?
Excited.
He's excited.
I am.
He's fired up.
Got to see the results, but I'm fired up. I think this team's going to the World Series.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Now another source of mine says that First Choice jumped the gun. We don't got a deal yet. We're close. We're close, but no deal yet. But I tell you this, before we get off the air tonight, I think Trevor Bauer is going to be wearing orange and blue. Before we get off the air tonight, I think he's going to be wearing orange and blue. Get back to the hockey, big dog. I'm sorry I cut you off.
All good.
I like that. She gave me the New York. What's the Mets? Oh, I like. That's an interesting question. I would say right now the pecking order is probably Trevor May, Dylan Betances, Seth Lugo, Edwin Diaz. That's your bullpen right now.
Interesting. See, if there were 7 innings, we wouldn't have to worry about a bullpen. But
nah, you see,
I digress.
You see, here we go.
No. So another way they're gonna, was that another update or?
Yes, the Mets do not have a deal with Trevor Bauer at this time.
When do they think it's gonna happen?
If I had to guess, it's probably gonna be soon because there's a lot of smoke, and his agent tweeted out earlier today that we're down to the final 2. So no deal yet, but I think something's coming. I just was told right now, stay tuned. We're gonna have something for you in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So we're gonna be on the air. If this thing breaks, I'm gonna break it live on the air. I actually might have to pick up the phone. So you might actually see me just like in the middle of the show. If you know any Met fan friends, tag them. Tell them watch the show. If you know anybody that's a Met fan right now, tag them. Tell them you don't want to miss the rest of the show. Big dog, I'm sorry. Keep going. I keep cutting you off.
I'm afraid to keep going because I feel like something's gonna happen any second. So I'm like, I shouldn't even just talk.
All right. So all right. Let's go through this. Let's play this game, me and you. Let's play the game with the viewers, the listeners. We're gonna get to the hockey stuff. I promise, because I want to hear all of that. And I got hockey questions for this guy. So we gotta get to the hockey stuff, and we gotta get to the Super Bowl.
And a little bit of soccer too. I got.
Right.
Yeah.
So, um, mm, no, I mean, look,
That's the one thing I'm nervous about, Travis. He's a bit of a head case. I don't know. That's the only thing. But Steve Cohen ain't gonna play that though. If Bauer acts up, Steve Cohen ain't having any of that.
I don't think Jacob DeGrom plays that.
No.
I think you walk into the Met clubhouse and Jared Bauer does anything crazy. Jacob DeGrom, like, yo, fam, we don't do that over here, doggy. I'm not letting you, fam. It ain't happening that way because I dealt with it with Harvey. I dealt with it with Nat. You are not gonna be the guy that derails this for me because we will argue. Like, DeGrom's at the point, like, yo, bro, you're not wasting my seasons of me winning a championship because you want to be a knucklehead.
Right.
I'm out. I'm out on that. I'm out on that. And I don't believe that it's going to come to that. I really don't. I don't believe that, first of all, Steve Cohen, I guarantee you before they even started these conversations, yo, Trav, you got to be gotta be straight with me, bro. I'm cool with being on Twitter. I'm cool with all about your brand. I'm cool with all that, but you got to be straight with me, bro. You can't be out here having me looking foolish. I gave you a crap ton of money. Now go pitch well. You got what you wanted. Go pitch well. And I don't mean to be the negative guy in all this. I don't mean to be that guy, but big dog, we said it earlier. This would be the most typical Mets signing ever. You sign this guy coming off the Cy Young, and he acts up, and he acts a fool, and he doesn't pitch well. And you're looking at it going, damn, didn't we just do this with Yoenis? Yeah, you just did this with Yoenis. The thing you hope, though, is that he's able to get you close to World Series before the wheels fall off the wagon. The guy's talented. He's just a bit of a special case. Yankees have proven buying. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think Big Dog feels the same way because you said it to me when all this one day. You're like,
Yeah, I gotta
hold
wait
up.
and see how this plays out first.
Hold up, because then you get all excited. You're like,
I ain't getting all crazy yet.
Yeah, and then it all goes
Same
to
thing with the Jets coaching high. Nah, you gotta, especially with them. Jesus Christ, yeah, you can't. Nah, can't flip out just yet.
And even I said we weren't going to touch this today, but it's almost like, yo, Jet fans, don't go crazy because you hear Deshaun Watson wants to come to you. Like, don't do that. I don't think that that's necessarily a good yeah, not done yet. I've just heard that too. So it's not done yet, but I'm hearing it's close. Well, the first source I had told me it was done, but I had two sources come back to me within a matter of minutes and was like, nah, we're not done yet.
Oh, is Nightingale known for like getting things wrong?
Yeah, he's known for getting things wrong. So hopefully sources can confirm to me whether we're close or not. I do know this. He's in New York. If that's worth anything. Trevor Bauer is in New York City right now. He's looking for apartments in Long Island. So if that is true, and if he's indeed in New York, then I think we're getting close to some sort of an announcement here. But I don't want to say temper expectations, but I do think it's fair to point out. Listen, free agent signings are nice. Free agent signings are amazing. Free agent signings can be. Free agent signings can be great if they're done right and if they're done in the proper context. Do me a favor, guys. Share the show. Let people know that we're live. Because I'm very intrigued by what the general public has to say about this, and if there is. So here's what I know right now. I was just emailed. While it's not officially announced, Trevor Bauer to the Mets is back. So you're gonna hear it from me first. If I get this wrong, I get this wrong. But this guy knows I'm usually very careful when I report these things. Secondary source with the Mets that is good with both camps. Trevor Bauer to the Mets is happening. So, Met fans, I know it's not official yet, but you can celebrate. Because it's, yeah, see, even my phone says it's official. Yes, done deal. Trevor Bauer to the Mets. It is done. You can run around and go crazy and party right now. Met fans, Trevor Bauer is a New York Met. Holy cow, I just went through a gambit of emotions. See? No, it's for me, this is what I live for. You got to see me do work right now live. Now, when I get off the phone or when I get done here with you guys, I'm calling everybody and their mama tonight to see how this thing went down. But instant reaction from the Met fans on this call right now. Razor, I know Razor's like skeptical about this. Big Dog, you're skeptical about this.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50 on it because if he pitches well, then you got a stud at the top of the rotation to go with DeGrom. But hot damn. Wow. I mean, I'm stunned that they even went this far with it. To be honest, like I thought that they were gonna like kick the tires, but they went all the way. They went all in here, and they spent quite a bit of money to get this done. Listen, you can't call Steve cheap anymore.
No way.
You can't call him cheap anymore.
Absolutely not.
Wow. That's craziness. That's wow. That's crazy. I mean, he's a 1A for a price. I mean, you could say that. I think that's a fair assessment for you to make. But I do ultimately think that he's solid number 2, hopefully. Yeah, I do think the guy's stuff is going to play. That's the one thing I do know. He's going to go out there and pitch. And watching Jake pitch every 5 days is only going to help him get better as a pitcher. I do believe that. Now, whether or not it ultimately leads to the Mets winning championships, that's another story for another day. But let's just put this in perspective and put this in proper context. You now have one of the top 5 rotations in all of baseball. Not the National League, not just in your division, in all of the game. This rotation is top 5. And ultimately, I think you have to look at this honestly and go, listen, if we're healthy, health permitting, we're probably one of the best teams in the National League. Does it make you a World Series favorite?
I think depending. I think we're there.
Nah, not quite yet. Because I do think that you do have to plan for Frankie hasn't played in New York before. It's a different type of pressure. Bauer hasn't pitched in New York before. It's a different type of pressure. Cleveland and Cincinnati, those are 2 nice markets, but they ain't New York. You know what I mean? It's different. And people say, oh, it's not like Yankee pressure. Yeah, but it's New York pressure. It's New York pressure. There is no DH. No, the players voted against
be. That's another thing.
Because here's the thing. I'm tired of freaking seeing pitches go and hit. I'm not playing Trevor Bauer $32 million a year to go see him get hit swinging the bat in the box. Get it out of here. Oh, but it ruins the strategy of the game. I love strategy, but that's idiotic. That's idiotic. I'm done with it. Get a DH in hand. Stop farting around. Stop farting around. What are you doing? I mean, look, hey, he's entitled to feel how he feels. Listen, you're entitled to have any opinion you want on this deal, but at least this is not the Wilpons where we dream about this deal and it doesn't happen. This actually happened.
Yes.
This you can like
this Frankie Lindor like this, with the Wilpons. It was a pipe dream.
You used to dream. Oh God, please, Lord, let us get to this point. You're here. You're here. You live to see it. You right. I really don't want nobody pulling groins, running hamstrings.
Oh God.
Listen, Chien-Ming Wang to this day hurts my soul. Till this day, watching Chien-Ming Wang run around the bases in Houston, I'm like, you mother. That was it. That was the season. That was it. I was done. My soul hurts watching him run around the bases. I do too. The game needs it. The overall game needs it. You don't need pitchers hitting for 90 hours. It makes no sense.
It does.
They're gonna strike out 30 times anyway.
Except DeGrom, but
yeah, but that's once every 100 years.
And Steven Matz. Oh, now he's in the American League, so he won't be hitting.
Yeah, I know that was your boy.
Steve-O Matz.
Oh man, see, I'm afraid to move on because the moment he starts talking hockey,
yeah, please, no more deals. At least for the moment.
Wow. More. Richard Sherman contacts his agent. Get me to Cleveland. I want to play for the Browns. Even though Richard Sherman's 90, I'd take the secondary help if I could get it.
Yeah, the Browns don't need anything else. Stop.
I'm just saying.
Fan for 10 minutes, still going to the championship game.
I'm just saying. Wow. Yeah, we're getting close to, and the deal's actually being higher. I had it at 4 at 130, right?
I forgot.
No, people are telling me it might be 3 at 100. So if it's 3 at 100, that's what is that like? About 32 million. About 32 million a year. So he's getting his dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, not Messi money, but
yeah, word up. Yo, compared to the rest of the world, y'all playing for government cheese and welfare stimulus checks.
You 5 million euros, which is almost like 60.
Yo, fam. Yo, what? Thank you, Trav. Thank you,
Trav. You too.
Oh, real quick, Trav, let me get your Super Bowl prediction before you head on out of here.
Yes.
32.3. Ooh, gotta do. You riches.
Now that I looked at no American athlete that
yo, you playing for government cheese and welfare stimulus checks. You ain't playing for no real money. You ain't playing for no like you broke compared to everybody. You broke. You were literally broke. Wow, bro. It's hard out here when you this rich. Messi, yo, yeah, hot damn, bro.
Craziness. 555 million euros,
Well, hot dog damn.
which is like over 600 million in US dollars.
Mhm. And that's on a good day.
Fakes.
Fact.
So could I continue the hockey? You
Yes,
think something else is
yes.
going down? Because I
No,
don't
no,
want
no. Keep going.
Wow. Oh, doing a pool. Okay.
Okay. Damn, 33.3 ball.
All right.
You
Thank
do that. You do that. But keep going with the the hockey stuff, man.
you.
I'm sorry, I'm rude. I
That's
cut you
okay.
off.
So one of the other things they're going to do also to improve the air quality is to remove all of the glass behind the benches.
Right.
Players and coaches are no longer permitted to arrive at the arena more than 1 hour and 45 minutes before puck drop. All meetings, whether game day or not, should be virtually conducted. Teams being advised to utilize or create additional locker room space for themselves and their opponents, to make sure everyone's 6 feet apart.
Right.
Expand them even more than they already are. Also, two other hockey news. Hockey Canada names Doug Armstrong as their GM. Also on his staff will be Ron Francis, Ken Holland, Roberto Luongo, recently retired goalie,
Oh,
Don
yeah.
Sweeney, and Scott Salmon. So, which Hockey Canada, that's a pretty damn good staff. Hopefully, NHL players will be allowed to go next year to the Olympics, depending on what the NHLPA decides.
That'll be really cool.
Hockey, a little soccer news, and then we'll get into the Super Bowl because I know people looking forward to that.
Right.
This will be real quick. Heartbreaking loss again for Tottenham today, losing 1-0 to Chelsea. That's Chelsea's second straight win under new manager Thomas Tuchel. So apparently the managing change is helping so far. Another thing, the Champions League, there's a Champions League proposal that could create a new format and end the group stage, which basically scrapped the round robin stage. 32 clubs would play 10 different opponents, and qualification would come from one league table. Hope is to play more games. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. I got to be honest. Again, I'll have to do more research on this, but this even confused me. And I'm a soccer, nut. I love it. But yeah, that was like, I got to do more reading into that and research. That there were always different things I felt they should do with the Champions League. Definitely because they usually play 2 games each against the team, whether it's in the group stage or knockout stage.
Right.
I always thought they should play like the World Cup. Since it is 32 teams, just do 1 game elimination in the knockout stage. Do 1 match each in the group stage.
Mm-hmm.
We will see what that brings. And before we go, Super Bowl this Sunday in Tampa Bay, which is still honestly not really surprising that Tampa Bay made it. But I mean, let's be real. Going to be a weird Super Bowl. 22,000 fans, which I still think is way too many. I am happy they're giving away free tickets. to first responders, though, well deserved. But the game itself, look, we know what these two teams are. Me and Stefan, we were talking about this.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah, like Mahomes, the guy's who he is. He's gonna make machine. Although Brady's like the Terminator. This game, I think it's going to be extremely close.
Mm-hmm.
And I was leaning towards Kansas City, and they still could win. But the more and more I think about it, and John, if you're still watching,
which he is,
okay, I'm going to have to go Tampa Bay. I'm changing. I'm changing the pick, but look, maybe it's a reverse jinx. I'm hoping. Maybe because I picked Tampa, they'll lose. But there's something about everyone not picking them that I think is going to drive Brady and the whole team and Bruce Arians even more. Because that Tampa defense is no joke. And the Chiefs defense is great, but there's something about Tampa's team all around that is, I think, better than the Chiefs. In my opinion. Right. I don't know, Stefan, would you agree, or is that going too far?
Here's the thing. The Chiefs have the more explosive players.
Definitely.
But the Buccaneers have the better football team. When you look at the Buccaneers, you're like, this seems like the better football team. The run game seems a little bit more experienced, like they've been there before. Brady just seems like he's not going to get rattled at anything that goes on. The Buccaneers, and listen, you don't think Brady's hearing all the whispers? Oh, it's Mahomes' time. It's Mahomes' time. This is what he does. And this is who he is. Brady's probably looking at like, yo, I've been doing this since dude was in diapers. Get out of here, fam. Get out of here, fam. We can talk about whose time it is. Get out of here, fam. I don't want to hear any of that. I'm out. And I don't blame Brady for having the feeling of, oh, you want to doubt us? All right, cool.
Okay.
Cool. I've been here before. Like, I do this. I break people's hearts for a living. Come on.
I'm sorry, Skip. I know.
Called out by the cousin. Yeah.
But maybe I'm hoping for reverse jinx. That's what I'm hoping for. But I think Brady is. I don't know.
Nah, Brady, he lives for moments like this. This is what he lives for.
He does. The fact that he made it this far, first year with a new team, AB looks like he's going to be playing Sunday.
And then remember when we used to have conversations about Belichick? Is Belichick the mastermind or is it Brady?
And I'm not even saying it because they're the home team, because in Super Bowls that don't matter, although there probably will be more Tampa Bay fans there than Kansas City. But
right.
I'm just going just the whole year. I don't know. I think it's going to be – I'm going to predict 35-28 Tampa wins it in overtime.
Hot damn. Hey now.
But again, I hope Patty wins and KC pulls it out, because I don't want Brady winning again. But I think he does. As much as I want to puke saying it, but
sounds like somebody that's been scarred before.
Where are you going, my friend, with this score prediction? How do you think the game's going to play out?
38-35 Tampa.
Okay. I could see that too, by a field goal.
Yeah. With no time left.
Brady drive down the field, one last drive, and then
I mean, have we not seen him do it before?
That's why.
Like, I love Patty, but fam, when Brady starts driving, you know what music they should play? The Godfather theme.
I hate it, Skip, but for me, you got the regular season game. I don't know, that goes out the window for me in the playoffs and Super Bowl.
They should play the Godfather theme when the Brady starts driving down the field.
All the
They the whole
I'll be back.
all the Darth Vader, because he doesn't die.
Dark side of the force.
Look
I'm geeking out right now. You know,
at
I'm
him.
a Star Wars guy. I am.
Look at him. He's losing the microphone. Look at him. You don't know how to act.
Star Wars, you know.
Oh. I tell you the two keys. If Kansas City wins the football game, two keys. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the running back of the Chiefs, and Tyreek Hill is gonna go off. He's gonna have a game.
Yes.
I'm talking about like 250 yards, like 7-8 receptions. He's gonna have a game. But if Tampa wins, remember I said this. If Tampa wins, the guy that has to step up for Tampa, he hasn't done it yet all year, but he's Brady's boy. Rob Gronkowski.
Grank, as they say in Chicago. Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski is gonna have to step up and give Brady the best performance he's had all year. He's gonna have to give Brady the best performance he's had all year.
You mean a Met?
No, he's trying to do the reverse jinx.
Oh,
and you know what? You're gonna laugh, but this would be so typical Mets. We get on the doorstep, and the Dodgers swoop in and give him a crap ton of money. But I think he's going to the Mets. It's just there's too much smoke, too much fire. But this Super Bowl is gonna be gooch. Hopefully, the weekend kills the halftime show. Hopefully everything's gooch. And listen, be safe out there.
Mask up.
Don't fart around with this.
Having Super Bowl parties this weekend. Just hang out.
Yeah, this could be very dangerous.
With the fam.
Right. And look, hopefully it's a good game, and we'll all break it down. Because the last couple Super Bowls haven't been great. Last few, so hopefully this one actually lives up to the hype.
Last great one was the Eagles.
Jeff Passan has wow.
Oh, Rick, I didn't catch on. That's why he said that he's going to the Yankees, because the Yankees are usually the dark side. Although now that could be looking like the Mets, depending on what they do the next 3 to 5 years. We might become the new empire, but that's still the Yankees right now. But
no, I think the roles are reversed. I think the evil empire might now reside in Queens. No. You make a good point, because these players all control their social media now. They're all in tune with, if it don't come from my social media, don't announce it. So that's why I won't be surprised if he jumps on Instagram in like the next half hour with a Met hat on and goes to the fiche.
Oh,
by the way,
the Mets playing in the background.
Oh, Big Dog might start crying. Big Dog literally might start crying. He might start crying. Oh, imagine those Subway Series games. Imagine those Subway Series games.
City Field would be electric.
Yo, Veto. Yo, fam.
And this year, it's in September, the one in City Field. So,
coronavirus. I haven't asked you for much. I know to the world you've been a bag. You even a bag to me in the very beginning because I got you. Okay? But for the love of God, if you ruin this Subway Series for me, I will never forgive you. I will always hold you personally responsible because this should have been the year that both New York teams should be full to capacity with fans in their buildings going psycho. If you ruin this for me, Vetto, I will haunt you for as long as you last. As long as you let Vetto, listen to me, Vetto. You don't want to deal with a New Yorker. We're crazy. I'm not defiant. I don't want no smoke with you. But when you leave, I will yell right up yours. Okay? So do me a favor. Don't ruin baseball season for me. Thank you. A sincere diehard baseball fan.
It's got to be gone by the fall. I hope.
Come on, Vetto. You gotta go. You caused enough havoc.
You got Belmont opening in October.
The Madison Square, the Knicks actually look like a competent basket. I want to get back to Madison Square Garden. I want to go watch the Knicks play a game. I want to spend money to go watch the Knicks.
Concerts too.
When did you ever hear me say I want to spend my hard money to watch the Knicks?
I don't think I've ever heard you say that. Now, it's going to be 6 years of friendship this year.
I want to go to the Garden and watch the Knicks.
6 years already? Can you believe that, by the way?
We're old, yeah. We're old. Yeah. That's all that matters is we're 90. If I've known you for 6 years, look, since I've aged, since I've known you, I've lost a hairline.
Yeah, your hairline's been receding back each year.
It's what happens when you're 90.
And I'm getting bigger. Getting the Buddha belly.
All right. Back and better than ever. Monday, 6:30 Eastern. We're not doing the Saturday show. We thought about it. We want to give you guys the weekend to be with your family and friends. Get ready for the Super Bowl. If you got to shop, go shop. Go do everything you got to do. And we'll be back Monday, 6:30 p.m. Tell your friends. Okay? Hopefully, Trevor Bauer's a Met. I might come on here and play Meet the Mets on Monday. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Listen, Cohen's a billionaire. You don't have to sue me. You got enough money.
Oh, on the game. What's the goal?
Sign me up. Let's go. Listen, I already told you could kidnap me. We could go. Just get me in somebody's car, and I'm out. Just get me in somebody's car. I'm out. I'm good to go, and I'd be so for it if you could make it happen. All right? Anyway, guys, this was fun. Big Dog, I love you, buddy.
I love you, too.
Another one in the can. Do us a favor. Share the show tonight on your Facebooks, on your socials. Give everybody a chance to check out the show. If anything else breaks tonight, I'll come back on. Not on here, obviously, but I'll do a little video and let you guys know the status of everything. And have a wonderful and safe Super Bowl weekend.
Enjoy it.
We will talk to you guys on Monday.